Welcome back, students. Today we are going to discuss Unit 8 Origin and Evolution of Life, Part 1. Before I start the main content, I would like to inform that the images used in our slides are for education purpose only. We respect intellectual property right of the original creator and owner of these images. If you are the owner of any of the images used in this PPT, have any concern, any issue, please contact us at sathee@iitk.ac.in and we shall remove the images. In this particular video lecture, we are going to discuss about origin of life, living, non-living, chemical evolution, Operon ideas, Miller-Urey experiment, and fossil records, right? Morphological evidence, vestigial organs, and these kind of topics. Instead of this topic, we are also going to discuss about Darwin's two major contribution. Okay, common origin of living organism, recombination as a source of variability, selection and variation, adaptation, reproductive isolation, speciation, role of selection, change and drift in determining composition of population, industrial millenarism. Okay, so these are the topics which mainly we are going to discuss in this particular video lecture. So first of all, as we all know that earth is formed about 4.54 billion years ago by acceleration from a solar nebula. And at that time, various volcanic outgrazing like activities going on that time, and these are likely created the primordial atmosphere and ocean with almost no oxygen. Because of the frequent collision, kept Earth molten and caused extreme volcanization. And a giant impact with a planet-sized body named Theas likely formed the moon at that time. And slowly, Earth get cooled down and form a solid crust type formed and allowing liquid water on the surface. And that time life actually form on the earth, as some evolutionary biologists experiment and their various studies tells us, right? So evolution means change in this. Evolution means or refer the change in flora and fauna over millions of years, right? So understanding these changes like a hot ball like structure, molten red hot like a structure, how it gets slowly cool down and then life form on the our planet earth. Okay, so understanding these changes require knowledge of the origin of life. So this include evolution of earth, evolution of stars and the universe. So the narrative explore the origin and evolution of the life forms or biodiversity on earth. This story is set against the broader context of cosmic evolution. So let's discuss origin of life in detail. So origin of life, like observing star at night is looking like back in time. Because why back in time? Because their light start traveling millions of years ago. If we observed some stars at night, their light from that millions of year long way travel, it takes so many millions of year ago actually. So the universe is nearly 20 billion year ago. It's a very important data. Our universe is nearly 20 billion year old. And this universe contains so many clusters of dust and air, dust particle, and that dust particle and that cloudy things contain certain kind of galaxies, stars and gas clouds. Okay, so This is a picture related to the universe. And this Big Bang theory is actually related to the origin of universe. This is not related to the origin of earth. So please don't confuse with this. This Big Bang theory is mainly explain the origin of universe. How formation of galaxy works, how formation of galaxies, formation of universe and origin of universe occur. This Big Bang theory actually explain that. So this is related to the universe, this is not related to the earth. Okay, so our earth is actually formed about 420 billion years ago. What is the age of universe? And this 4.5 billion year ago our earth is formed. Okay, in our galaxy, what is the name of our galaxy? This is Milky Way galaxy, right? And early earth, primitive earth had no atmosphere, but various kind of gases and molten surface, red hot molten surface are there that time, and this formed early atmosphere, right? And at that time this UV rays actually broke water, as water vapors are there, and slowly with the passage of time this UV rays actually broke water into the hydrogen, this water into the hydrogen and oxygen, right? So this form hydrogen and oxygen leading to the formation of water, leading to the formation of water, leading to the formation of carbon dioxide and creating ocean also. So early atmosphere there was no oxygen, but water vapors are there and some other kind of gases are there. Slowly this, because of the UV radiation, these are mainly broken down the water into hydrogen and oxygen, leading to the formation of water, carbon dioxide and create ocean. Okay, so 4.5 billion year ago our earth is formed. But what about life? Life actually appeared around 500 million years after earth formation, means roughly we can say 4 billion year ago. So life is formed roughly around 4 billion year ago. Okay, so there was so many theories how origin of life occur on the earth, in which main theory was this panspermia, which actually suggested that life comes from the outer surface, means from some other planet or some other astronaut or some other galaxy, some kind of a spores comes on the earth, and this is how generation of life or origin of life occur on the earth. So this theory is known as panspermia, means life comes from outer space. Another theory which is known as spontaneous generation also suggested by some philosopher that time. Okay, in this particular theory it was suggested that life formed from the decaying matter, means decaying wood, decaying food material, decaying wood rock or these type of things. So life developed from the decaying material. Okay, but these different type of theory later disapproved by the Louis Pasteur, which is Louis Pasteur was a very renowned scientist and he disapproved these kind of theories. Okay, later on in 19th century, very important experiment which is known as Miller's experiment was performed by the Miller in 1953 on the basis of the Operon and Heldon theory. Operon and Heldon suggest that life formed from the non-living organic molecules. They suggested that life formed from the non-living organic molecule, and later on Miller also approved this Operon theory and creating amino acids from the inorganic substance. How? Actually, Operon and Helden just suggested that in the primitive earth, so many water vapors are there, methane, ammonia, these type of inorganic gases are there, and so many lightning conditions are there. So they just design a experiment in which flow of water vapor occur through this jar, in which primitive he created a primitive atmosphere condition, certain kind of gases, right? Water vapor, methane, ammonia, and hydrogen, and sparking, electrical sparks, and continuous movement of this water vapor for a long period of time. Slowly this water get condensed, and this particular reason he found a cooled water which contains some organic molecules. Okay, so this is known as Miller's experiment, which is performed by Miller on the basis of Operon and Helden theory. He actually create that particular atmosphere, and apart from this Miller, some other scientists also perform same kind of experiment and get some other organic molecules known as biomolecules on his various on his experiments, right? Like amino acids and other type of fatty acid and these type of molecules. So in 19th century, this experiment worked as a meal ka patthar, we can say, ki how a very ठोस, a very approved type of experiment which suggests that life initially uh, originated from the non-living organic molecules, from the inorganic to non-living organic molecule. Later on, chemical evolution, okay, lead to the formation of organic molecule, but the exact origin of first self-replicating molecule, exact origin of first self-replicating molecule is unknown. Okay, so the first non-cellular life formed approximately 3 billion years ago, with the first cellular, means single celled organism, appear around 2 billion year ago, and likely in the water. That's why now also various institutes like NASA and ISRO, they search presence of water in on various planets like moon or this Mangal Graha, right? So because life first appear in the water only. So the transition from simple life form to today's biodiversity will be further discussed. So now, evolution of life forms, which is a theory. Initially, some philosopher suggested that the theory of special creation in from various religious literature suggests special creation, as God created all of us as such, which in which we all are present, like as a elephant, a lion, different plants, human, they are present as such in this form also, only from the beginning of the earth creation. So all current living organisms were created as they are by the God, and the diversity of life has always been, will remain the same as it is present today in today's scenario. So according to them, diversity of life has always been, will remain the same, and according to them, earth is about 4000 years ago, but as previously we have discussed, earth is about 4.5 billion year ago um, old, right? So this one is a not the true story, as these ideas were challenged by the very renowned scientist known as Charles Darwin in 19th century, based on his observation. um, as he moved on the HMS Beagle ship, and he concluded that existing life form shares similarities with both the current and extinct species. On the basis of his observation. He observed, he went to the Galapagos Island and observed so many things, and then he concluded that existing life form share similarities with both current and existing species. Life form have gradually evolved over a passage of time. Okay, and different population have variation in character. So those population or those individual who better adapted with the changed environment, in the sense of the climatic condition, changed climatic condition, changed type of food or physical factors, or those are able to reproduce more in the changed environment, nature actually select them and nature accept them, and this is known as reproductively fit individuals. Okay, remaining those are not able to adapt themselves with the changed environment get extinct with the passage of time. Okay, so only those individual who are showing reproductively fitness, okay, those are adapted according to the changed environment and changed physical conditions of the earth. They actually selected by the nature in a natural selection process, and this natural selection is the mechanism of evolution. Natural selection is the mechanism of evolution, and this is how different population, different type of species develop gradually. So that's why Darwin suggested that life forms have gradually evolved over the passage of time. Right? Another scientist known as Alfred Wessel also independently performed same kind of experiment, same kind of observation, and he also concluded the same kind of result as Darwin concluded. And new type of organism, he observed that some new type of organism also appeared over time and sharing common ancestors. So the geographical history of geographical history of earth aligned with the biological history of earth is billions of years ago, not just in thousand. With the carbon dating of various radioisotope, we can analyze the um, geographical history of various layers of earth, and also we can analyze the fossil time of the fossil or fossil age of that particular sample with this technique, carbon dating, right? So there are certain kind of things which prove the evidence of evolution, that slowly from one type of species another type of species or population has been generated with the uh, adaptation of changed environment. And one of the main evidence is fossil. What are fossils? These are the remains of life forms found in different rock layers of the earth. Fossils are the remains of life form. These are certain kind of fossils which are present in the various rock layers of the earth. So different rock layers contain fossils from different geographical period. Okay, and these fossils actually show the life forms have changed over time, with some becoming extinct and new form emerging. Okay, so paleontological evidence. Paleontological evidence means study of fossils is known as paleontology. Okay, paleontology means study of fossil in sedimentary layers, because fossils are found in sedimentary layers of earth, help to determine the age of that particular life forms. As different kind of dinosaurs, you can see over here, this is a family tree of dinosaurs, and they are living modern day counterpart organism like crocodile and birds. These are present these days also. They all generated from the same tree. This is the family tree. So a study of fossil is known as paleontology, and this fossils are mainly found in the sedimentary layers, and this study of fossil help us to determine the age of various life forms, and it indicates that life forms have varied throughout the earth history. Embryological evidence are also there. One scientist, Ernest Haeckel, actually observed some common features present in the vertebrate embryo, such as vestigial gill slit. But another scientist, Carl Ernest von Baer, disapproved this idea as that the embryo pass through adult stage of other animals. This is not possible. Okay, but these are the two main observation which is mentioned in your book. So we have to learn this. Now let's compare anatomy and morphology. Now one term is known as homologous structure, another one is analogous structure. Homologous structure means similar kind of origin or similar bone structure among different species, like the structure of man, hand, forearms, cheetah, whale, and bat. They all are belong to mammals. Mammals. The structure is same, but their work is different. Their work is different, right? So similar bone structure among different species, like forelimbs of mammals, suggest that they all have common ancestry. Similarly, in plants, in some plants like in bougainvillea, there are some leaves convert into the thorn, some leaves are convert into the tendrils. They both have same different type of structure, different kind of functions, but they have common ancestry. So these structures are known as homologous structure. Okay, so these structures indicates the divergent evolution, means where similarity in anatomy, anatomically they are similar, but they perform different kind of function. This thorn actually responsible to reduce the water loss, while this tendril help to climb the cucurbita, right? This cheetah, a forelimb of cheetah help them to run, while whale to swim, right? So different type of function but similar anatomy. Another term is analogous structure, in which different structures but same kind of function. Different anatomical structure but similar kind of function, as you can see: insect hind limb, horse hind limb, fish fin, dolphin flipper, insect wing, and bird wing. Both this is made up of chitin, this one is not made up of chitin. This is made up of chitin, this is made up of bone structure, and muscles are there, right? So different anatomical structure but similar kind of function. That time we can use the term analogous structure, and this indicate convergent evolution, where different structure evolve for the same function. Different structure form for the same kind of function. Clear? So biochemical evidence. This biochemical evidence also shows similarity in proteins, right, and genes among diverse organisms, which suggest common ancestry, right? And selective breeding is another method, means as nowadays all the botanist or tissue culture or technician, all the scientists which work on the various development of various kind of variety of different plants, what they perform, they actually select a good quality type of plant and start hybridizing them. Okay, so human also hybridize or breed different plants as well as animal also, just to get a specific type of trait, to create new breeds with good quality, right, within few generations, right, or within few hundred years. So support the idea nature could also create new species over millions of years. Just select best quality, best type of individuals of any species, of any level, who are able to adapt the changed environment and start creating new type of breeds, right? So we this idea could support the nature's, how nature create new species over millions of years. So one of the very important observation or evidence is industrial melanism. Initially, what happened in the England, as in during initial phase, there was a very neat and clean environment, unpolluted environment was present in the England. So moth, a type of insect which was very commonly found in that particular area, was found in the white in color. But because of the industrialization, what happened, environment get polluted slowly. Okay, so slowly what happened, in the polluted environment, the lichen, yes, in the very initial stage, as you know, the lichen are only present in that environment, on the bark of the tree, only where there is no pollution. So initially that stem type of bark of the stem is white in color, greenish in color. So all the moth was also white in color. But slowly, because of the industrialization, pollution polluted the particular environment. Because of the pollution, so quickly lichen disappeared, right? Leaving soot uncovered the tree trunk. So slowly, what happened? The dark winged moth, all those moth which are having dark wing, they become more common as compared to light winged moth. So this thing also, we if you analyze this type of change, you can also say that this observation shows a type of evidence how changed environment select a suitable type of species or variety, which actually perform better in that particular changed environment. As the dark winged moth become more common, as they were camouflaged very easily with the polluted tree trunk, so they become more common in that particular situation, while the white one get slowly disappeared. Initially the number of white moth was more as compared to the black winged moth, right? So this is known as industrial melanism example, which is a observational evidence which also support the idea of natural selection of the environment, how evolution works. Another one is chemical resistance, like excess use of herbicide, excess use of pesticide, antibodies has lead to the selection of various resistant variety. And this chemical evolution also, so if we use excess amount of pesticide, herbicide, so selection of resistant variety obviously occur, right? So slow evolution occurring over short time scale due to human activity, right? Now another term which is also related to this today's topic is adaptive radiation. So Darwin actually moved from one place to another place and observed various his observation. So during his journey to the Galapagos Island, Darwin actually observed a wide variety of creatures, particularly a small black bird, which is popularly now known as Darwin's finches. He noticed that many variety of finches with different beak shape, different, same island, different type of finches, but their beak size is different, their diet size is different, diet type is different, evolved from the common ancestor on the island. Okay, so this is known as adaptive radiation. So adaptive radiation, what is this adaptive radiation? It is a process by which different species evolve from the common ancestor. Different species evolve from the common ancestor. This is known as adaptive radiation in a given geographical area, right? In a given geographical area, adapting different habitats. Like Darwin finches, as you can see in this particular picture, they all are belong to Darwin finches category. They all are having common ancestor, but they have different type of beak size. You can compare beak size or shape. because they have originally they have actually seed eating finches, but they convert into the insectivorous type of finches, vegetarian finches, depends upon the uh, uh, type of organism or type of food type present in their different habitat area. So according to the presence of or presence of their food type, they change their beak type. This is known as adaptive radiation. It is a process by which a different species evolve from a common ancestor. Similarly, another example is Australian marsupials. They are also having a common ancestor, but they adapt differently and develop into different type of individuals. Right? So multiple marsupials species evolve from the common ancestral stock within Australian continent. Similarly, placental mammals, which are present in Australia only, show similar adaptive radiation evolving in the form that resemble corresponding marsupials. Example, placental wolf and Tasmania wolf. You can compare both the things, Australian marsupial and placental. They all are look alike, but they have originated from different ancestor. They also look alike. This mouse and marsupial mouse, they look alike. Lemur and spotted cuscus, flying squirrel, flying phalangers, right? Wolf and Tasmanian wolf. So this is known as convergent evolution of Australian marsupials and placental marsupials. Convergent means when multiple adaptation or multiple adaptive radiation occur in an isolated geographical area. Their ancestor is different, but they adapt in the same way. Right? This is known as convergent evolution. It resulting in a species that appear similar but evolved separately. This is known as convergent evolution. Okay. Now natural selection. Natural selection means evolution by nature or natural selection. It began with the emergence of cellular life with varied metabolic capability. Darwin's theory also emphasized natural selection, where rate of new forms depends on the organism life cycle. Rate of new forms depends upon the organism life cycle. Bacteria evolve faster, create mutations faster as compared to human, because very quickly they can multiply and generate the new offspring, new divide very quickly. Right? All the microorganisms. So all the fast growing microbes evolve very fast and develop new life forms within days, within one day, in fact, we can say, while larger organisms with longer lifespan take millions of years. So any kind of evolution takes millions of year time if we are talking about the larger organisms, but this one, that's why very soon bacteria, different type of bacteria and virus create different kind of new strains. Because of the mutation they develop, they change themselves according to the changed environment. Okay. And naturally selected by the nature is selected the best version of them. Right? So now fitness and adaptation. Fitness means this term, reproductive fitness or fitness term, is actually refers to the organism ability to survive and reproduce. This one is important. In changing environment, if an organism is able to adapt in the change environment, survive in the change environment and reproduce very well in a very fast way, or in a able to reproduce in the change environment, that time we can say that individual is fit to the changed environment. Okay, so and similarly, inheritance genetic character also determine an organism fitness. Inherited genetic character also determine an organism fitness, and nature actually or natural selection favor those organisms which are better adapted to their environment in the sense of reproductively fit, leading to the and leading to the evolutionary change. Okay, so this is all about the today's video lecture which is related to the evolution topic. I hope most of the things has been cleared now. For part 2, we will discuss next remaining topic which are actually covered in this particular unit. Okay, till then take care, bye bye and keep learning. Namaskar.